Hello, friends, lads, ladies, greenkeepers, and bar tradies. Welcome to the New South Wales Pennant preview review show for the 1 grade. I am joined by our friend Warren Shipley. Hello, mate. How you doing?
Morning, Happy. I'm doing well. Yourself, mate?
I'm going very good, mate. Big couple of big weekend coming up in the um, the bowls this weekend.
Yeah,
Some
yeah, mate. Last two rounds of Grade One to see who qualifies for state and makes it into that playoff series for third and fourth to play for a couple of extra places at the state finals up at
yeah,
Foster in the end of June.
Yeah, that's it. So we actually go into the weekend, play around 7 and 8. So a bit of a wrap up before we get into the results. Charlestown went into the weekend with only 2 wins, both over Belmont. East Maitland, they've had 3 losses in a row. Last win was over Maitland City. Belmont have had just the 1 win. That was a big win away from home, 10-0 over East Maitland. Maitland City went into the weekend with back-to-back wins, giving the Jets their first defeat of the season. Soldiers Point, they're flying with 4 wins in a row and take on the Jets. Who else? We got Raymond Terrace. Well, they're coming into the weekend. They were going into it with a shock loss there to Maitland City, so they'll be looking to bounce back there. Section 2, we had the Magpies went into the weekend looking to keep their hunt for alive for second place, currently in third spot. Windale Gateshead come off the last up win over the Lakers and chasing their second win of the season. Curry, they're going in, sitting in second spot. Big weekend they had coming up, playing high-flying Marlins. And, well, the Marlins, they're undefeated going into last weekend there. So they'll be looking to pretty much off the state already if they can couple of wins. And Cardiff, they've had 2 wins and we're looking to get their third win. It's been the hunt for that 4th spot there, Shippo. So that's what's happening there coming into the weekend round. So, yeah. What do you got to say before we get into it, Matt? Any news, any
Uh,
information?
yeah, mate. Well, as you mentioned, Raymond Terrace. It's not often they lose a game, mate. I think they've probably only lost 2 games in the last 7 years, I reckon. Haven't been beat at home at all, I think, in all that time. Maybe once in that amount of time. But Maitland City got the job done against them in that
Last week?
last weekend. Yeah, and we took them on Saturday, and you'll see soon that it was
See
an
the results there.
exciting
See the
encounter.
results there, but yeah, it's you hear if Raymond Terrace get beat, you think, wow, what's going on there? So let's check it out, mate. Let's check out the results. We're going to start off with Charlestown take on East Maitland, and Charlestown 52, East Maitland 74, 9-1 victory there to East Maitland. Let's have a look at the teams and how they went. And you can see team 1 there, Jared Davis took on Jake Lawton. Jakey Lawton. Who's Jakey Lawton there, Shippo?
Jake Lawton, mate, he's one of the greenkeepers up at East Maitland. I had spent some time with him at Barrow when I was there. Very, very handy player, mate. Actually played lead the week before against us, and they've moved him over to skip a rink and got the job done for East Maitland.
Yeah, absolutely. He had a good win there over Jared Davis. Game 2 saw Blake Nan take on Josh Walker Davis, and it was a narrow 22 to 20 shot rink win there for Blake. Team 3, Eric Ryan, he went down to Hayden Bajowski, so a vital win there for East Maitland. G'day, Trevor, tuning in. Trevor Solomons, how are you, buddy?
No Daniel Hill there for Charlestown, mate. He had the weekend off. He caught a bit of a lurgy, and so he wasn't fit to play last weekend. But he'll be bouncing back, I would imagine, this weekend.
Okay, yes. So Game 2, the Golfers at home took on Maitland City. So, unfortunately, the Golfers, they couldn't get a point there. So they went down 74 to 59, 10-0. And let's have a quick
Maitland City will be flying, mate, after their victory against the Jets. That would be certainly a confidence builder for them.
Oh, absolutely. They're full of confidence. That would definitely give you some confidence, wouldn't it?
Decent lineup too, as we've mentioned previously on other shows. So
yeah. Well, it's not a bad effort from the Golfers though. It's all three rinks were right into the game.
Yeah, they're tougher to beat down at the Golfy, mate. That's a good setup they got down there, but they certainly produce some fine performances down there. Although their win was away from home, so
yeah, that was up under East Maitland. And then here we go, the game 3, Soldiers Point took on Raymond Terrace Jets, and oh my goodness, look at the closeness of this ship, 55 to 54. Fill us in, buddy. How this shaped up?
Well, it was very close all the way, actually. Great to see a big crowd too around the green. There's been some good crowds at the one grade games that I've been involved with. Aaron Sheriff is certainly a draw card for the people to come out and watch, and we've got plenty of other marquee players that people like to come and watch as well. We had a few other sides playing at home that the game finished a little bit early because the result didn't matter, and they hung around to watch the end of this one as well. So
I can say that
very
Hoppy,
exciting, mate. Very exciting.
Yeah, well, I can say Uncle Hoppy ditched me. He ditched me and went up and watched Raymond Terrace for Soldiers Point.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Okay, so you can see there, game 1 saw Mick Beasley take on Lee Schrainer, and it was Leroy getting up 17 to 12. Game 2 saw Cohen Litfin 12, Matthew Bouse 28. So game 3 was the change. Oh, game 3, Nick Cahill 31, Aaron Sheriff 9. Wow, you don't say that too often. And that was the difference.
Yeah. Well, Matty, as you see there, Matty Bouse had a big win. They actually swapped around skippers. I think Sheriff had been skipping that middle rink until last week, but they swapped around, and it come down to the Beasley Schrainer with the last rink off, and they had a couple of ends to go when we finished, and I think we were 4 or 5 in front with a couple of ends to go, and we hung on to grab the victory, mate.
Nail biter.
Got the big board, which is the one that matters.
Yeah, nail biter. So that's section 1 on Saturday, round 7. We'll go to section 2, and the Magpies, well, at home, drew with Windale Gateshead, and that was 62 all, 5.5. Well, as you say, it's not really a draw, so win the Beresfield by 1 point, 5.5 to 4.5. Well, we're lucky to get away with this, Shippo. Definitely lucky to get away with this result.
He's had a few close ones this year, Happy. I know the one against Nelson Bay was a close one as well. And, scores have been pretty even in both sections, really, with some of the games. Very, very tight.
Yeah, a very tight game, actually. It come down to we didn't hit the front on the masterboard until the second last end in this game, I can say. You can see, so Dave Govern got up 26 to 12. That was pretty much the vital victory there. You can see Brad Unstead, he got up 24 to 21 in the close one over Corey, and then Taylor went down to Alan Miller 29 to 12. Game 2 saw Curry. Now this game here, Curry versus Nelson Bay. Well, a bit of a Curry 54, the Marlins, Nelson Bay 77. 9-1 victory from home there for Nelson Bay. So that more or less cements them spot straight into the state playoffs with that victory. So they're in.
I don't think it was. Yeah, well, it wasn't that one. It was the one the day after. But yes, they.
I don't think there's too many teams that will trouble the Marlins other than that Beresfield game going into the last round, mate, when they lose 10-0.
Yeah, well, that is going to be a big game when we look at it. Yep, that's for
That's
sure.
going to be a huge game. That's going to be huge. So, we got, see, Aaron Appleby, 18, went down to John O'Davis, 22. Andrew Reese, 28, got up over Richard Gervin, 22. And the result down the bottom there, John Fleming, 8, going down to Dale McWhinney Shillington, 33. So Curry got a 9-1, Nelson Bay a 9-1 victory. And Valentine at home took on Cardiff. And it was the Lakers 48, Cardiff 57. So Cardiff pick up their third win of the year. Picking up 10-0 victory there. And see, game 1, Terry Barnett coming off his senior singles victory. Just going down to Trent Smith, 13-17. Pete Lynn, 18. PJ Wars, 19, in a close battle there. And game 3, 17-21. Gary Martin getting up over Rossi Lawrence. So that's section 2, round 7. Now round 8. We played round 8 on Sunday. And, well, Charlestown at home to Soldiers Point. Shippo, big win on Saturday. And Charlestown 68, Soldiers Point 49, 9-1. Did you play your big game Saturday, or Charlestown just come out of the blocks and played really well?
Oh, they certainly played well, mate. They did. Again, they made a few changes from the day before. You see Scott Thorogood there was moved to skip. He played well, but that top rink there, 30-8, the lead, Charlie Collins, was outstanding on the day. He had a day out, and as we all know, if the lead plays well, the team plays well, and that certainly was the case in that rink there. So,
well, you definitely, if your lead's getting bowls around their head all the time and constantly setting it up, you go a long way to winning, don't you? It takes a lot of pressure off the rest of the players. So, good on you, Mark Conway, tuning in. Trevor Simons, go to Magpies. Thank you. So, well, 9-1 there. So that keeps Charlestown in the hunt for a possible, third or fourth spot?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, we'll look at the tables in a minute, and once we've gone through the other games, and we can dissect them and see what clubs need to do.
Yeah, well, so Club Maitland City, they've been flying. Well, they went down at home, defeated by East Maitland, 8-2, 55-46. So a fairly low-scoring game there. Let's have a look at the team that got East Maitland home. And it was game 1, Hayden Bajowski getting up 22-7 over Simon Mitchell. And that top rink was the difference.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, the other two rinks are fairly close there. But, East Maitland getting the job done, and they're in a battle as well for second through to fourth. So it's probably only Belmont that are out of the race now to get into that qualifying spots.
Yeah, well, it didn't get any easier for Belmont on the weekend, taking on the Jets after two defeats. So Raymond Terrace going in down to Belmont, 2 losses. They will be firing up. And, look at the score there, 74-33, 10-0. So there's no Aaron Sheriff in this game. So Leonard Scott went to skip. And, so comfortable win there for Raymond Terrace to get back on the winning side of it. The ladder for Section 1 after 8 rounds. Well, Raymond Terrace on top, 6 wins, 2 losses. I said at the start of the year, Raymond Terrace have 2 losses. The rest of the other teams would be taking that, wouldn't they?
Certainly would, mate. Yeah, we held the section lead, the point, for less than 24 hours, unfortunately. but yeah. So as you see, a big weekend coming up this weekend with 2 games to play. A couple of games on Friday night and then Saturday morning. So, yeah, a couple of big games, 20 points on offer for all clubs. The magic number for us is 61. So we're on 56 at the moment. So we need 5 more points in 2 games, and that'll secure at least second place. Raymond Terrace have already secured a state spot. They can't be caught for first or second, but we can catch them for first and for the flag playoff. But so Raymond Terrace are already off to the state finals. But
Very good.
Still plenty of action to see who's going to finish 3rd and 4th there.
Absolutely. So, yeah, coming up on Friday night, we have the Jets take on the Tigers.
Well, just with that game, Happy, it's we've had notification just come through late yesterday that game has been moved to Saturday afternoon, commencing at 3:00. That's so Aaron Sheriff is available to play. So anyone listening that wants to go and watch on a Saturday afternoon with no grades 2 to 7 on, they want to get themselves along to Raymond Terrace on Saturday Arvo. 3:00 start for that one, and not Friday night.
Okay, so what happens there on round 10?
Round 10, they're playing Saturday morning at 10:00.
It's Charlestown. Hang on, Charlestown versus. Oh, okay, Raymond Terrace versus Charlestown. Then Raymond Terrace versus Charlestown.
So the round you haven't clicked on round 10 yet, mate. There. So yeah,
I'm clicking on the arrow.
So you see Charlestown are playing Maitland City on Saturday morning, and then they're travelling down the freeway to Raymond Terrace to play the other game in the afternoon. So 2 games for both Raymond Terrace and Charlestown on Saturday.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Well, that's nice of Charlestown to do that, I guess.
Yeah, it is, mate. They're Daniel Hill for the good of the game. So give everyone, as I said, give everyone a chance. See Aaron Sheriff play again. So, yeah, it's good. Good that both clubs have agreed to that.
Yep. And you see game 2, the Point will take on Club Maitland City. This should be an interesting game there. So we look at the ladder. Soldiers Point on 56, Maitland City on 40. So
yes, Friday night game, that one.
Yep.
So as I said, five more points is our goal, which will secure at least second spot for us. So we'll be looking to win both games over the weekend. but yeah, five is the obvious target. But 2 wins will give us some chance of grabbing first spot if Raymond Terrace have another hiccup.
Okay, and then Belmont Golf at home to East Maitland. Any hope here for these 2 sides? You've got Belmont Golf on 14, where's East Maitland on 37. So East Maitland, they're in the hunt for that 3rd and 4th spot, just in front of Charlestown. So
they are, mate, but we need to remember that was Belmont's only win away to East Maitland. So we'll see if they can back that up on Friday night when they take on East Maitland, who are desperate, obviously, to win. They need to keep stave off Charlestown too, who are hunting them down for that vital 3rd and 4th position. And
then in round 10 in Section 1 in Newcastle and Hunter Conference, we have Soldiers Point taking on Belmont Golf Saturday morning. That's
been brought forward an hour for Belmont. A few of the players have got to get off to Sydney for that for some function that they got. So that's starting at 9:00, that game, with the other 2 starting at 10:00.
Okay, yeah. Club Maitland City take on Charlestown there, and East Maitland at home to Raymond Terrace. And then coming up, Section 2, Round 9, Section 2, on Friday night, we see Cardiff at home to Beresfield. It's very close. Have we done the ladder? Let's have a look at the ladder. We better check out the ladder. So Nelson Bay, they're through, 75.
They're off, they're off
flying.
to the state, mate. They're off to the state, and they're the first team into the 1 grade flag playoff as well, because they've claimed the section. Well done to Nelson Bay.
Yep, let's give them a clap. Congratulations, Marlins. You can see just in second position there's Beresfield on 54 and Curry on 52. So it's very tight here for these 2 teams to see who's going to take out that second spot.
Well, I'd hate to say it, Happy, but Curry probably have the easier run home. They play the two bottom teams, and you guys have got Nelson Bay and Cardiff. So
Yeah, we got a tough, and we need to find something there as a team and really dig in. It's going to be tough. So yeah, you can
Cardiff
see.
away on a Friday night, mate. I don't think that they'll play you on the grass. I don't think it'll be running like you're used to at Beresfield, that's for sure.
No, and then so yep, and then we back up with a Nelson Bay Saturday morning. So big game there, Nelson Bay versus Beresfield. Come down to the season, must-win game there for us. And then you can see down there, Curry are away to the Lakers in that one there. So yeah, and then the last game there on round 10 will be Windale Gateshead take on Cardiff. And just have a look at the ladder there going into the weekend. So Windale Gateshead on 17.5 and Cardiff on 29. So third and fourth spot will qualify for a playoff. So is Windale Gateshead still in the hunt there?
Yeah, they are, mate. That can be a very important game, that one. That round 10 game between Windale and Cardiff, that might decide who finishes fourth, depending on how Cardiff go against you guys on Friday night.
Yeah, well, hopefully it's a win to the Magpies, and it's a massive game on Saturday. So get up to Nelson Bay, get up there and watch that huge game coming up. Biggest game of the year. Okay, so there we go, friends. That's a wrap of Zone 2 and 6. Now we go on to the BCIB. BCIB. Now let's bring up the my little notes going into the Sydney Metro BCIB comp for round 7 and 8. Well, the Belray Bulls, they're going in there. They're looking to find their first win of the season and yet to come away with victory. Engadine, they've had a couple of wins over Cabramatta and Marylands and are a couple of games behind with only playing 3 games. NBC Sports, well, they come off a huge win and their only win, friends, over St John's Park, 57-53. So they'll be hoping to take a little bit of confidence out of that there going into last weekend. Cabramatta, well, they've had 3 wins and 2 losses with a last up loss to Engadine. Tarrant Point, well, they're going pretty well, the Pointers. They've only had the 1 loss to Wenny Leagues in round 3 and battling for first place. Marylands, they've had 2 wins and need a couple here to have a chance for that top 5 position to go to state. Wenty Leagues, well, they've had 4 wins from 5 games and playing really well. St John's Park coming off a surprise loss there to NBC Sports, and that was their first loss of the year. Mount Lewis have had just the 2 wins and washed out games, so crucial weekend for Mount Lewis Lions. Shibbo?
Yeah, mate, yeah, it's hard to line up these Sydney clubs because some of them played 8 games, some 7 and some only 6. So, yeah, plenty of water to go under the bridge before we find out
absolutely.
who the top 5
So it's anyone. So starting off, we'll have Belrose took on Engadine, and this game was Belrose at home going down 9-1, 58-52 to Engadine. So Engadine, they're playing pretty well this year. Engadine, they're going very well. That early, I think they only had the early round loss to Tarrant Point in the first round there. You can see there, Mason Lewis got up over Dylan Fisher, 23-13, game 1. Ring 2 very close was Wayne Rudiger for Engadine getting up 17-16 over Dane McKinnon. And game 3 saw, for the home side, Stephen Rawlings get up over Callum Murray, 23-18. So Engadine, a 9-1 victory over Belrose, the hapless Belrose. Game 2, Shippo, we saw NBC Sports. Well, they had a big win, as I said, over St John's Park last week. Couldn't keep the momentum going. Going down to Cabramatta, 9-1, 55-49. plenty of star players there, isn't there? You look at the Cabramatta side.
There is, mate. Yeah, plenty
got,
of marquees there. Cody Packer, Andrew Howie.
Yep.
Aaron Wilson, well, he's a Cabramatta player, but plenty. Nathan Rice, plenty of players there to go and watch.
I mean, Karen Murphy.
Yeah.
There's even NBC Sports. You got Howie, like you said, Zelko Trabara. You've got Aaron Wilson, Nathan Rice, Carl Healy. I mean, they're cracking sides there. So it was Cabramatta getting up over NBC Sports. Game 3 saw Tarrant Point at home to Marylands, and Tarrant Point keep their top of the table rush going with a 63-59-1 victory there over Marylands. Team 1 saw Simon Little, 26, get up over Kevin Anderson, 19. Game 2 saw Ali Forsyth going down 15-16 to Sean Thompson in a very close game. And Team 3 saw Ray Pearce get up 22-15 over Nathan Black. So Tarrant Point 9, Marylands 1. We go to Game 4, Wenty Leagues at home. Took on St. John's Park. Oh, wow. Wenty Leagues have been going so well. Just going into it, they've been flying. And over this, St. John's Park, well, they would have been fired up after that narrow loss there. Shippo to NBC, or the upset loss to NBC. And really stood up here in this game.
They certainly did. A couple of decent scores there.
Yes, you have, game 1 was pretty close there. We had Matty Swan, 12, go down to Sean Baker, 18. Barry Lester, 11. A big defeat there to David Ferguson, 34. And game 3 saw Matty Lucas, 6. Went down to Ben Twist, 32. So St. John's Park.
That's a New South Wales win over Queensland there, mate. A couple of Queensland state players there.
Yeah. And then we had Mount Lewis. They had the bye. And then round 8, we had round 8 also on, you can see, so that game there, the top game, St. John's Park versus Tarrant Point, that was played in April the 14th. And, Tarrant Point got up back then, 10-0. But in the game on Sunday morning, Mount Lewis, the Lions, took on Belrose. And, again, Belrose went down. They went down 59-51, 9-1. So have a look at the results here. We had Nathan Wise, 19. Got up narrowly over Dane McKinnon, 17. Wayne Turley, 14. Stephen Rawlings, 19. And Scott Thorburn, 26. Dylan Fisher, 15. So Mount Lewis Lions got a much-needed victory there in that game in round 8. Engadine at home took on NBC Sports, and Engadine, well, they'll be definitely up there on the ladder. Another victory for them, getting up over NBC Sports in a nail-biter, 53-52, 9-1. Let's have a look here. Well, game 1 saw Wayne Ridiger, 23, get up over Andrew Howie, 13. Mason Lewis went down 23-11 to Nathan Rice. So Rice baby getting the cookies there in that rink. And game 3 saw Callum Murray, 19, get up over Zelko Trabara, 16 for Engadine to get a 9-1 in a nail-biter. And last game down there, you can see Maryland's had the bye. Cabramatta at home to winning. Oh, bad weekend for Wenty Leagues, going down again. They went down again, 10-0, 84-43 to Cabramatta. Game 1 saw Carl Healy, 27, Matty Swan, 13. Game 2 saw Aaron Wilson, big win over Matty Lucas, 34-14. Cody Packer, 23, got up over Barry Lester, 16. So Cabramatta 10-0. So back-to-back losses there on the weekend for Wenty. the ladder after 8 rounds. They only played nine games down there in the BCIB Metro Comp, Shippo.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, you can see there, as I said, some have played 8, some have played 7, and you've got Engadine only played 6 games there. St John's Park won't be playing this weekend. They got the bye. So 47, they're going to finish on.
An opportunity there for Wenty to jump St John's Park here with a 10-0.
Yeah, well, St John's must have a game in hand too against someone because they've only played 7.
I think it's Engadine, isn't it?
Right, okay. Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, Engadine.
Yeah, okay.
So St John's Park. Well, they haven't had the bye. No, they haven't had the bye, mate. So the bye's got to go on there.
Yeah, but that only takes them to 8, and they're still going to have another game which gets them to 9. So.
And there you go. Yeah, I think it's Engadine. So.
Yeah.
But you can see Tarrant Point, they're in. They're off to State. Cabramatta.
You can see, if you have a look at Marylands, they got 1 game to go. They can get to 32, which is not enough to catch 5th. Mount Lewis with 2 games in hand, they can get to 48. So, 48 might be the magic number to get to, mate, to qualify.
Yes, well, going into the last round of the weekend, let's check it out. We'll have Belrose take on NBC Sports, and, well, Belrose, you can see down there, haven't had a win, and NBC Sports 14, so that match there won't have any bearing on the top 5. Marylands versus Mount Lewis. Mount Lewis, whoa. Okay, so you got 6th versus 7th. So Mount Lewis, well, they will need a win. Game 3, Wenty Leagues take on Engadine. That's a big game, that one. So Wenty Leagues, they're in 4th, take on Engadine in 5th. And then the last game, Cabramatta take on Tarrant Point. So you can see Cabramatta versus Tarrant Point. What a game this is. There's no local pennants on this weekend, friends. So that game there should have a great crowd there. So that's on Saturday at 12:30 p.m. at Cabramatta. I'd imagine Tarrant Point would have a nice crowd go along and support them. So that's basically a wrap-up of rounds 8 and 7. Going into the final weekend of the New South Wales 1 grade pennant season there, Shippo.
Yeah, mate. Still a couple of decisions to be made there. That 5th spot is up for grabs, obviously.
Absolutely. You can see, like Engadine, they're a couple of games in hand there. So
still got 3 to play, so they can get as high as 60, 67.
Yeah.
So Mount Lewis, 2 games to play, they can get to 48. Wenty League's only the 1 to play, so they can get to 48. So Wenty Leagues will need a result of some description.
Yes. Do they have a flag? How's this work?
No, they don't, mate. They don't. It's just the first past the post, and they don't have any playoffs, which is unfortunate for people that like to go and watch the best bowlers in the country, if not the world, with some of them. So it's a little bit disappointing that they don't have any playoffs. Obviously,
could have a 4, like a semi-final, like 4th, first versus 4th, and 2nd versus 3rd. Play Saturday morning. The winners will play in the afternoon and play a final. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, mate, but they don't seem to want to do that. They're just happy to get their state spot, and away they go.
Yeah, righto. Oh well, you get a nice big shiny trophy, put it up in there.
Yeah.
Big honours there, Metro. Big honours. All right.
Well, as I said, it'd be good for the Bowls fans, mate, to be able to turn up and watch all them players.
Yeah,
play,
absolutely.
When there's nothing else on.
That's absolutely. You could live stream it too. It'd be huge.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you, Warren. Good luck on the weekend if you're playing. If you're not playing, get out. Some cracking games coming up. Some big games. So we'll find out what's going on there next week. And I hope you enjoyed the show. Please subscribe on the YouTube and hit the like or share on the Facebook, and we'll see you all next weekend. Happy bowling. Good job, Shippo.
Thanks,
And
Abby.
remember, anyone can play, friends. Hurrah.